Hey everyone, welcome to the Sabre Education Experience Forum. My name is Carolyn Gahan. I'm the Joico Ambassador for Australia and New Zealand, and today we are doing the Silver Alchemy class. So what we're going to do, this is Kat, our beautiful model, and she has grown out her gray. So basically what we're going to do today is match up the roots and the ends together so we don't have to lose a lot of the length with the haircut. So stay tuned, I have lots to show you guys and hope you have lots of questions for me.
So this is my first time meeting Kat, and I'm just going to assume she had about a level 7 tint on there previously with some highlights, and it's probably been about a year since she's had any color done. We'll get into the formulas a little bit later, but this is what our trolley looks like for today. So I'm prepping her hair with the Defy Damage Pro Series number 1. This is going to help reduce any breakage, keep the hair really strong, but also even out the porosity because she has those sensitized ends. So you apply that just by sectioning out the hair and make sure you spray away from the face. This is my first time using the canvas foils, and this is a collaboration I did with Joico and Foil Me. I hope you guys get a chance to use them because they're a lot of fun and clients just love them. So below her occipital bone, the color was really only on the last few centimeters. So I'm just painting the low light formula into the ends, but also just feathering it up into the mid-length to create a beautiful blend. Behind her ear, she was getting a little bit more of those white hairs, so I'm just painting the highlight formula right behind there. I'm just following the pattern of the gray basically. The reason that I've mixed a 6SB and a 3N for the low light is because DD Cream doesn't have any 4s or 5s, and I wanted to have a cool level 4, so I've achieved that using the 6 and the 3 together. So as I move up the head, I'm still scattering a few highlights with the Blonde Life in 20 Vol, and then I'm doing the DD Cream formula just on the ends, but also just feathering up to the mid-length. When I'm doing the lowlights, they're quite heavy sections. I want to literally color every strand of hair that's on the head, because when you finish up and you blow dry the hair, if you leave any of those warm ends on, they will really stand out. As we're moving up the head, we're seeing more and more of those previous highlights. So we're going to need to use two different formulas. So on the virgin hair, I'm using the Blonde Life in 20 Vol, and on the ends, I'm using Blonde Life in 10 Vol. So you can see here, I'm adding a second foil because I really want to separate the 10 Vol from the 20 Vol. So fold the bottom up first and then fold that on itself. So moving around the sides, we're really going to use her natural color just to map out where we're going to place the highs and lows. So as you can see, she's quite white around the front 2 centimeters, and we're going to just add the low light just underneath each highlight. So in this situation, I like to work with horizontal sections that go all the way up the side of the head and meet at the part. I find sometimes when you do a classic mohawk sectioning, the color can look very intentional, and that's not what we're going for in this situation. In the back, the lowlights were heavier than the highlight, and in the front, the highlights are going to be heavier than the lowlight. We're really using the natural growth to map out how we're going to place this color, so each head will be completely different. In the front, I've chosen to use a balayage technique because they were already sitting at around a level 9. So I'm using Blonde Life in 20 Vol, and 20 Vol is okay because it's not going to be incubated inside of a foil. So we've processed now for about 35 minutes and you're looking for a clean level 9, almost a level 10. That way you're not relying on your toners to get the color that you need. I'm applying the Blonde Life Violet shampoo and I'm just going to leave that in the hair while I mix up my toners. So our first toner is the Blonde Life Quick Toners in Violet, mixed equal parts with 5-Vol, and you want to keep that on the hair about 3 to 5 minutes so it looks slightly violet. Now you've created a beautiful base with the violet, and now you can add on the Quick Toner in Silver. So as you can see, it's already looking very natural and very beautiful. So if you were just to use the silver toner without doing the violet first, the hair could look slightly greenish and very muddy. So now we're adding a few pumps of Pro Series number 2. So this is going to help regenerate the bonds and protect the hair from any further damage. So I've prepped Kat's hair with a Defy Damage Protective Shield, which is a leave-in treatment. So it's going to add a lot of moisture in the hair. It's also protective of UV and any heat styling. This is my all-time favorite hair product because it leaves the hair really, really shiny and silky. Alright, let's take a look back at Kat's hair before, and these are the results. So you can't even see where there's any color, where it's natural hair. It all really blends together. So at home, I'm going to recommend her to use the Defy Damage shampoo, conditioner, and mask, and then alternate her shampoo for the Blonde Life Violet shampoo every 3rd to 4th wash. But this will be super easy for her to maintain at home, and she will never have to color her hair again. For a great after shot, I get the client to turn around and then look backwards at her shoulder. And that way you can get a really good view of the whole side of the hair. And you can also ask her with her other hand to just push the hair out a little bit. Another good tip is to set your camera on 1:1 ratio. That way you get a beautiful angle that will fit perfectly in your Instagram feed. I hope you guys love this makeover as much as I did. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.